Okay, we're recording too. All right, so we're gonna do 6 stocks for Casino Friday. Let's start with QQQ. I am on the 15-minute chart. So where do we see our resistance here? So we have a rejection here around 283.95. We also do have some resistance here at 285.39, but I like this. Actually, we can use this old support as a new resistance. So 283.54 for calls. Our first target ideally will be around 285.33. We can do that as a different color. Okay, and as far as support, there is some support at 278.7, right? Bounced right here, and it was an old resistance here as well. And once we broke that resistance, it pushed higher. So below 278.64, our price target could be around 275.78. So that looks good on QQQ. So 275.78 could be our target. As long as we break this support, we have all this gap to fill. So with SPY, we have some rejection here at 380.75. That's been a key number, SPY at 380. If we can break 380.75, we do have a good amount of resistance here, rejections, right? So 382.11 will be our target. Now, if we also do have a mini resistance here at 378.36, but we'll see pre-market what happens because there is some support here that's acting as a new resistance. So you could play a risky scalp above 378.36. I personally won't play that level, but it could look good. So I'll put that in purple. Now, if we break below this support of 375.02, as you can see, this was a previous resistance as well. Well, we can fall back to the low of day. So 372.56. So let's do green on that one. So again, if we can break this 375.02, we got all this space to fill on the 15-minute. Chewy, my favorite one. So Chewy, there's a lot of resistance here, right? Good amount of rejections. So we're gonna say around, we can do this, oops. We can do this wick right here. I like to do the wick. So 35.85-ish. So if we can break above this level, well, we do have some gap to fill around 36.48. The good thing about Chewy is that their premiums move pretty fast because of high IV. So we don't need that big of a movement to make money on Chewy. So this will be our target here. Okay. Now we do have a support at 34.35. We have a bounce here. It held support here and it bounced here. So below 34.36, you can, that obviously 34 is not going to be the greatest target because that's only a 30-cent move. So if we break 34.36, we technically do have, some support to 33. So we can just put that there. So again, obviously breaking below that 34 level would be good for our puts. It's just such a short target that, the market could easily flip. So 32.98 or 33, not 32.98 as the low. So that is Chewy. Tesla, this could make a pretty big move. So we do have, the gap on Wednesday, right? 693.69. But what I'm looking at is the resistance here. One, almost two-ish, three. So 688.63 is going to be resistance. If we can break above that, could easily go to 697.07, right? So the previous support acting as a new resistance. So we can do that as our target. Now, on the flip side for puts, we have a support here, we have a support here, right? We bounce multiple times on that level. So below 666.71, we see 656.59. Now again, you want to always make sure it's a full body below, right? Okay, let's do two more. Let's do AMD and we do Apple because everyone likes to do Apple. Okay, so what do we got here? We have a resistance here at this wick. We have resistance here, couldn't break above. So above 78.52, we can look at calls before the gap down. So 79.7 will be the target. If we can break above 79.74, well, we have a previous support at 80.45, 81.26, and 81.8. So that's going to be our target. Now on the flip side, we do have a support here at 76.46. So it's gotta hold here, right? Held here multiple times. It broke below, so this was obviously a good entry for puts. Broke below 76.46. So if it holds here, look for a bounce, right? If not, well, we can go right back to low of day. And then Apple. Okay, so Apple, we see there's some resistance here, right? So 138.18-ish. This was an old support, broke below, new resistance. Once it broke resistance, it pushed higher, right? So 138.18 is going to be our target for calls. So above that, we can see a resistance here, right? 139.45. Rejected, 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 multiple rejections here, and this was acting as a resistance. So 139.45 will be the target on Apple calls. Obviously, if we break support here, right, 135.69, as you can see, this was a resistance level, an old resistance, pushed higher. We held here on the support, but if we break below 135.69, depending on how heavy the selling is, 134.27 could be the first target, then the low of day at 133.77. All right. All right, that only took 10 minutes. Do you guys want to pick a couple stocks? You don't have to talk. You can just type it too.
Yeah, I want to do it.
All right, Joey.
GameStop.
Okay,
Can you
let's do.
do Amazon?
Yeah, so
I'm
GameStop
just
and
kidding.
Amazon.
Don't
Wait,
do GameStop.
no?
It was a joke. No.
Okay. Okay, let's get rid of these levels. What do we got here? So we have resistances here, right? We have a rejection here, couldn't break through, and couldn't break through. So let's do 107.44 is going to be our resistance. We do have some support here, right? Around 105.45. So it's in this tight little channel, right? This was an old resistance as well and pushed higher. So we are seeing if this will break to the upside or downside. It's just consolidating. Now, if we break below 105.45, 102.52 is going to be our target. Or, I mean, if you're in profits, take your profits, but you have this whole gap to fill. Now, if we break above this resistance, what do we got here? We have some resistances here, right? We have a rejection here, rejection here. So 108 level is going to be pretty key, right? And this was the gap down on Thursday this morning. So 108.19 is going to be a small first target. Ideally, if we can break that, we can head to 109.74. Now, Amazon does have good volume on Fridays, so as a matter of fact, I think if we do break 107.44, I would say it does have a chance to fill to that 109.74 area. But again, if it breaks that first resistance and you're in profits, 0 DTE, you take what the market gives you, right? Okay, got Amazon. Maybe two more. I just realized I have to drive back to OC.
Chewy.
Chewy? I did Chewy. You weren't here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
What about Meta?
Meta? Let's do Meta. Not MET, Meta. Okay, so we got a support here, right? And we have a previous resistance here. So 160.2A, 8 is going to be our support. If we break below 160.28, got 158.49 as our first target for puts. Okay, now where do we have resistance, right? So obviously we couldn't break 162.54, but we do have a support here, right, where Meta did hold, right? So one bounce here, bounces here, right? So 162.11 is going to be a resistance, right? Now, if we break above that, we have a rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, multiple resistances here. So we can do 164.1 or point, yeah, 09 works too. So that will be the first target. And if we can break above that, then obviously we can go to 165 and even higher. But this will be your target. We just want to secure that, quick IV pump, and that's all you need for 0 DTEs. All right, let's do one more.
That's all I got. I appreciate it though.
That's all you got? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Let me see. What do we do? Did I do AMD? No, I did AMD. Let's do shop. Oh my God, I forgot shop is $31. Okay, last one. So we have a resistances here, right, where Shopify could not break above. So 32.37 is a resistance. If we can break above this resistance, we got some old resistances here, right? We could not break above this channel. So 33.15 will be our first target. I did not want to delete that line. I wanted to color it. Okay, now obviously the support is going to be low of day, right? So 30.86. Okay, so now if we go to, let's just go to a day. Yeah, if this breaks 30.86, we have, wow, Jesus, almost low of the year, obviously. So 29.76 is going to be our target if it breaks that low. So that's going to be a simple play. So let's go back to the 15-minute. Yeah. So 30.86 will be our put trigger. 32.37 above that is going to be our call trigger with 33.15 targets. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys joining. This is going to be recorded, so these guys are going to be able to watch it. Next time I'm going to say it's not recorded, so maybe more people will join. Or I do it at a later time. I don't know. But thanks for joining, guys. I'll get this uploaded as soon as possible, and then I'll post it in the chat.